So
That's cool.
it's actually the best one that we've had, the largest one that we've had in the succession of all the times that we've hosted the meet.
Oh, that's nice. So that's basically is that's not a conference.
No, it wasn't a conference. We did have a lot of schools from the conference that actually came. It's not what you call a conference meet. It's basically what we call an invitational. So you just invite whoever. You put it out there, and whoever decides to come, will come. So as far as the conference was concerned, the schools that we had to come were Claflin down in South Carolina. We had Fayetteville State come, Shaw.
FSU.
Yep, Shaw. We had St. Augustine and Winston-Salem all came.
Okay.
So then we had a bunch of schools from outside of the conference as well.
All right. All right. So indoor track that's about to start.
Yep, it is getting ready to start. We're gearing up. We've actually been practicing for about 5 weeks now, getting geared up for that.
That's when they made. When did y'all start? 5 weeks. 5 weeks ago. When did you start? That means
In
October.
September, we
September.
started. Yeah, we started in the
And
middle of September. We started in the middle of September with practicing, basically just getting them conditioned, getting them geared up to get ready. We actually have our first track meet, indoor track meet in December 8th. So we're just kind of getting them geared up, getting them in shape. Sometimes they don't really do as much as they're supposed to during the summer.
you know
So
how
we
that
just
go.
kind of,
You know how that goes.
you
Summer
know,
bodies. Give them some time.
but it's okay. We understand where they are. We got quite a bit of freshmen, a lot of freshmen. So
Now number your upperclassmen.
they freshmen actually do outnumber my upperclassmen.
Wow.
Yeah, this year that's just how it played out. We hit the ground running pretty good as far as recruiting. Some of our freshmen, when it comes to cross country, some of them know that they're going to run cross country because they've done it in high school, but then some of them don't. They come in and just kind of one of the things that we have to sponsor. We basically feel okay, well, you run a higher event, so let's work on kind of getting you in shape a little bit. Let's do some things just to kind of get them prepped a little bit easier for the transition between indoor and outdoor season. So.
Yeah, I noticed that too. So, do you have a good amount of people on the team who do both?
Yeah, actually, everybody on the team does cross country and track. Everyone that runs cross country does indoor and outdoor track primarily, for the most part. So we have roughly about 7 guys, and we have about 9 to 10 girls who pretty much kind of compete in the cross country season throughout. Some of them are geared. I've already been doing cross country. That for the women, we've already had some that have been doing it, and then we have others that say, hey. We kind of need you to get in shape a little bit, so let's run, 1 or 2 cross country meets just to kind of get them geared up, and like some triple jumpers, maybe some 400 runners or things like that in track season. So we just kind of get them and say, hey, we know you've never done it, but let's try to get you prepared.
Right, at
for
least
the track season.
close enough to it.
Yeah, yeah.
I ran track.
You did.
Yeah, in high school.
Were you any good?
No, I
Oh.
was the slowest on the team. I'm
But
not
you
even
but
joking.
you tried.
I ran
did-
the 100
you ran
and the
the
200, and I
Okay.
did throw in.
Okay.
Yeah,
You did
yeah.
a lot. You did a lot.
We ain't gonna talk about me because
Yeah.
y'all not about to embarrass me.
Maybe next time.
This
Maybe
segment,
next
we're gonna go to a quick break right now, but this segment is brought to you by our sponsors: John McGrail of Edward Jones Investments, Jennings Insurance Agency, Hotwire Communications, and F&M Bank. We'll be right back. Have you always dreamed of earning a degree? Then stop snoozing and start classes now. Livingstone College's evening and weekend program makes it easy. We offer flexible hours, small class sizes, and free tutoring. Livingstone College's evening and weekend program is designed for working adults. If you are returning to school after several years or transferring from a community college, you'll find others just like you. Call 704-216-6039 to change your life today. That's 704-216-6039 or visit livingstone.edu. Act now. Classes begin soon.
This is Mark Jennings of the Jennings Insurance Agency. I'm not just a local agent, I'm also your neighbor. So what matters most to you also matters most to me. At my agency, I take the time to make sure I understand your insurance needs. So for auto, home, or life insurance, come see me today and let me show you how having an agent who cares can make all the difference in the world.
Join me in Salisbury at 503 Faith Road, right next door to Winks. Or just give me a call, 704-637-7733, and put the Jennings Agency on your side.
Yes. All right. So we're back from a quick break. Just to recap, I'm Ashley Warren, aka Mooch. This is Coach Davis, our cross country and track coach. And this segment is brought to you by our sponsors, John McGrill of Edward Jones Investments, Hotwire Communications, F&M Bank, and Jennings Insurance Agency. All right, just to recap, we were talking about the LC Invitational.
Yes, the Livingstone Cross Country Invitational. Like I said, it was last Thursday. We started about 4:30 in the afternoon. It went well. It was a little warm. It's not like it is outside right now. It's a little warm. When you're talking about cross country, that's one of the worst things to have when you're talking about running 3 and 5 miles.
In the cold.
Cold is actually good because your body's warming up while you're running. Heat is not good because
I
you
kept
get
running it cold. My chest gets.
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
when you're running a long distance, we actually like it better when it's a little cooler, not freezing cold because things just kind of shivering, but like a good temperature, maybe a good 65 to maybe
Like
70.
today.
Yeah, maybe
It's
like
66
today. Yeah,
degrees
but
today.
last week it was about 80 when we
yeah.
ran the meet, and it just gets really hot and sticky, especially in the sun. It's like so I had a few of my athletes are like, and I said, I was asking them about their times and kind of why they ran a little slower than they did the week before.
Mm-hmm.
The week before was actually a little cooler. When we had a meet up in Cary, North Carolina, and it was cool. They ran about 8:45 in the morning, and they were like, "Oh, I ran really good."
Okay.
Last week, 4:30 in the afternoon, 80 degrees. Coach, I mean, it was hot. You know, I was, you know,
Heat.
my heat. It was my chest was a
Humidity,
little, you know,
nauseated,
yeah.
just that.
You know, we just try to tell them, you know, first of all, just to try to hydrate. But again, with the cross country invitation, it was good. We had, like I said, about 15 schools. We had, you know, a few schools from the CIAA, and then some other schools outside. Savannah State actually came up here.
Oh, wow.
It was surprising. They came up here, you know, all the way up here, and enjoyed us at the meet. And I was like, oh man, wow, you know, that was really good. But of course, Claflin and Fayetteville State actually won the meet on the women's side,
Oh,
and
they're
we
good. They are good. They're really
they're
good.
yeah they're really good. And then Newberry actually won on the men's side. On the women's side, we came about sixth place. On the men's side, we didn't have field a full team, but we had a lot of individuals. So a lot of them actually got personal bests this
Oh,
past week.
wow.
So what I just try to do is tell them, run better than you did last week, and that's what the goal
Competition is
is.
yourself type
Yeah,
mindset.
at the end of
Yeah,
the
I
day,
like that.
how we finish as a team, yeah, we definitely want to finish higher as a team. But if they do their individual jobs, if they do what they're supposed to, then we're okay. Some of them did a little better. The ones that I thought might have done a little better didn't quite as well. But hopefully we've gone back. We're on fall break right now, but they are still training. So we have a few that we're definitely still training to get prepared for championships next Thursday.
Ooh,
Yep.
next week it's a CIAA cross country.
Yes.
That's in VA. And
Yeah, in Roanoke.
Roanoke.
Yeah, the
What do you
CIAA.
expect from that?
Well, I actually expect them. So last year, our women finished seventh, and men's finished sixth. So like I said, just better than last year. At the end of the day, it's kind of hard to be in contention with the Fayetteville States and Virginia States. St. Augustine is really, really good as well. Sometimes it's kind of hard to be in contention with some of those larger schools because
Yeah,
we're
there's
kind
more
of
people, more
Yeah.
reach.
yeah, they have a larger reach. They have more students in the school, so it's a little easier for them to be able to recruit. We just try to match up with the best we can as far as some of the schools that are kind of like us, like the John C. Smith or the Shaw, you know, even the Lincoln, or you know, sometimes even Virginia Union. We try to match up with the private institutions that are kind of
Yeah.
like us. And you know, we've actually been in the middle of the pack. There are 13 schools in the conference. Last year we've beaten Shaw. We've beaten Shawan. We've even beaten Bowie State.
Shawan?
Yep.
Oh, really? I didn't
Well,
know that.
last year
Oh,
they're not
okay.
in our conference this year, of course, for cross country per se. But we've beaten them as well in the past. So Fayetteville State right now is looking like the favorite to win, and on the men's side, it's looking like maybe Virginia State is really, really strong. Virginia Union, they have some, it's got some really, really, really good runners. They've been able to recruit some really, really heavy top runners. A lot of times when it comes to cross country, everybody's like, oh, well, if you get some Kenyan athletes, then you're going to be doing pretty good. But
yeah,
I mean,
it ain't just in Kenya.
it's not. It is
Come
not.
on
The
now.
Americans do just as well.
We do.
It's just sometimes, it's they've showed that some of them have run a little bit better. But if we just kind of train a little bit harder than everybody else, but I honestly think that we should do well individually. Like I said, we have some athletes that are slated to do well. I mean, we talked about it before.
Michael Tony. I remember, he's the closest to make all conference.
Yeah, he
on
is the
your
closest.
guys.
Yeah, so the way that all conference, CIAA all conference works, the top 15 athletes make all conference because there's about 80, 90 runners. Okay.
Okay, all right.
So then we have them, the top 15 on each gender make all conference.
Oh, so we're looking pretty good with our guys, though, right?
Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking
Okay.
pretty good with the guys.
We're going to go to a quick break, and we're going to talk more about some of our teammates because we're all a team, our teammates from across country and track. This segment was brought to you by our sponsors, John McGrail of Edward Jones Investments, Hotwire Communications, F&M Bank, and Jennings Insurance Agency. All right, we're back from a quick break, and I'm here with Coach Davis, our track and cross country coach. I'm Ashley Warren, aka Mooch, and this segment is brought to you by our sponsors: John McGrill of Edward Jones Investments, F&M Bank, Hotwire Communications, and Jennings Insurance Agency. We want to clear something up first because we made a little mistake, error. The CIAA Cross Country Championships next Thursday is not in Roanoke. It's in Salem at the Green Hill Park.
Green Hill Park, yes.
Okay, just wanted to be sure we had to clear that up. We don't want y'all in Roanoke because we're not there. We will not be there. But
yeah, the race, the men actually run at 12 o'clock, and the women run at 1:30 on that day, on a Thursday. Most people are going to be at work, but
lunchtime.
You know,
maybe we'll be there. They'll be there. They can get lunch. They're going to have concessions, right?
No.
Get your lunch first, then come. Or wait till after. You'll be all right.
Yeah, no. It's a nice park though. It's a beautiful scene. It's a beautiful scenery. We're just out on this big park, and you can see all the mountains and things around you. So it's a really, really nice little scene. It's a really nice scene.
So I want to touch back on your athletes. So the women are 5K.
Yes.
3 miles, and then the men are 8K.
5 miles, yes.
Okay, could you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so basically I'm not completely familiar of how the history of how they came up with running an 8K for the men, but someone, way back then said, hey,
those
women have been right, those history books. I'm actually gonna have to go look at that. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that. But the women have run 5K. So the funny thing about it is in high school races, both the men and the women, well, the girls and boys per se, both run the 5K. So when so when guys actually come to college, they have to transition up to an 8K. So sometimes it can work out. Sometimes it can be a little tough.
It just shows your strengths, your motivation.
Yeah, you gotta put in some extra miles, a lot of extra miles. So, which we don't know how that came about, but college is really, really the only time where they actually run an 8K because they only do it in high schools. They run the 5K. So you gotta, for the men, it's a little tougher, to make that transition. So, right now my best guy, got one really, really standout guy, Michael Tony. He's a senior. He is right now his personal best for his season best is 30 minutes and 30 seconds for the 5 miles. And last year he ran 29:39 at the championships.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. So we're actually planning on him running a little bit better this week so he can get in the top 15. We talked about that top 15.
I remember you telling your athletes that, you just do better than what you did last week.
Yes. Yeah, but at the championships, we want to be top 15 because we want to be all conference at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And on the women's side, same thing. Just, be better.
You had Angel Ewell.
Yeah, Angel Ewell. She actually is 3-time CIAA All-Conference.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's a senior this year, so she's been in the top 15 for the last 3 years. So she's trying to go out with a bang this year.
Well, would you consider her your star?
I mean, in the cross country side, yeah, she's definitely one of the stars. Definitely somebody who was a really, really big pick for us. Really, really big recruit for us. A few years ago, actually transitioned her. She never knew she was going to really do the things that she did in track and field when she came, but she had always run cross country. So she's actually been a big push. Gabrielle Glasgow has been one that's been right behind her. They're kind of a tag team when it comes to cross country. They're side by side most of meets. So we're really, really looking for Gabby. We call her Gabby. We're really looking for Gabby to get her first all conference this year, and we really, really feel like it's going to happen. Right now,
I think it will. If she's around you, will.
Yeah.
I think she will.
So I've kind of done some, little prep work, and right now I have Angel slated at about seventh place, which she finished last year, and right now Gabby's at about 13th place.
Okay.
We lost a really big one last year, that another all-conference athlete on the women's side last year, and on the guys' side we actually have had 2 all-conference cross-country athletes that we've lost as well to graduation. So that was so Michael Tony, he's kind of out there by himself right now, but We got
Hold the
we got a
team down.
lot of freshmen. Got a lot of freshmen. We do have one more senior who I'm hoping Antoine Ewell, actually Angel's twin brother.
I was just about to say that's the same name.
Yeah.
Do you see any similarities in their running style?
Not per se, not really. Angel's more of a distance runner. Antoine's a lot shorter. He runs a lot shorter distance, so that's not really a comparison to them.
Okay. Now, we're gonna wrap this up, but I'm gonna hold you to that to figure out who created the 5K because I didn't forget that.
We're gonna
But
find
you said or the 8K, you're gonna find that out.
I'm gonna put you in a 5K race one day.
I just told you. Y'all just told him I did track in high school and I was not good. I was not good.
You can always get better. Just train.
I refuse. Y'all just.
Maybe you needed me as your coach one back then.
I doubt it, because then I would have quit. I'm just joking. I'm picking, guys. Well, just make sure you guys come out and show out to our CIAA Cross Country Championship in VA in Salem at the Green Hill Park, and that's Thursday. So good luck. I see good things happening, and I'm proud of your stars, and I hope they continue to run great and continue this. I'm
Thank you.
excited for this year.
Thank you.
Well, this has been a great athletic show, and I am Ashley Warren, a.k.a. Mooch, and this is Coach Davis. And this segment has been brought to you by our sponsors, John McGrail of Edward Jones Investments, F&M Bank, Jennings Insurance Agency, and Hotwire Communications.